Paltrocast.
Charlotte, how's your day going aside from talking to meaty people asking the same questions over and over and over again?
You know what? I'm in California and the sun's shining, so I'm good. How are
Good.
you?
Non-stop, but good, and a pleasure to be connected with you. Now, so much I want to ask you. We'll start with this. So you're not just a leading actress, but you also are a leading writer, producer, etc. And Scarlet Productions is one of your companies. You play Duchess Scarlet. Coincidence?
Yeah.
Or did that kick off your producing career in that end?
No, so I'd actually shot two films as a producer, writer before Scarlet Productions, but Scarlet was kind of like my baby project for a long time. So Neil was like, let's call the production company Scarlet. A little nod, wink, wink to Duchess. So yes, that was why we called it Duchess.
So it sounds like Duchess is a long in the making kind of process for you.
Yes. We wrote it in 2018 and we shot it in 2022. Yeah.
Wow. So when did Saban get on board with that, or were they the last piece to the whole puzzle?
They saw the movie when we screened it last year, and they came on board then.
Wow. And great cast. I mean, yourself included there. Who was the first person that came on board?
I think it was Philip Winchester. It was very, very important. You know, it's such a crucial role for this story, and I was very, very excited when we got him. I think he was the kind of Rob McNaughton we had in mind. Yeah, and then obviously Sean Pertwee, Stephanie Beacham. We just got Cole Meany.
Yeah,
so we got very lucky. Very, very excited to work with them all, and they're a blast. That I think that because the script is so fun. A lot of the actors had a lot of fun making it, and I think that shows when you see the film.
Where was it actually filmed? Because these days they'll say it's in New York, but it's really Austria. You never know.
We shot 2 days in London, but of course the film was meant to be like mainly set in London or half set in London, and then we shot most of it in the Canary Islands, Tenerife.
Wow, was that your first time shooting in the Canary Islands?
Yes, we wanted to shoot in Cape Town in Africa because obviously the story is about diamonds. But then we had to change, so Canary Islands, which was great, and it still worked for the story. And Neil wanted to make sure, he said, look, I want this film to look and feel like in a way like a Bond movie. Big locations, big epic sets, beautifully shot, no green screens, he said. So I think we got some great locations, and it looks nice, and it worked perfect for the story.
Got it. When I had the pleasure of interviewing Philip a couple of years ago, it looked like he was on set in a tent in Africa. So, in other words, I'm not seeing a lot of movies that are really made in New York or London. So to hear that you still did 2 days in London, was that mostly exterior shots?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the shots where, Scarlett's house and all this, Rob's apartment, that was all in Tenerife, literally outside, and me walking the streets. that was London. That was it. We couldn't cheat those. So that was it. 2 days in London.
And you have done a lot of action related roles. Did you have to do any special training for this particular one?
Yes, I had to learn to box, which I've never done before. Again, she's a normal cat girl. She's not a superhero or a special agent who's trained expert, but we wanted her to be really good at boxing. Of course, it comes into play later on. So I had to learn to box and train, and just to make it look as real and authentic as possible.
Got it. So as we called attention to, you have a lot of jobs. You also have done music. Is there anything coming up in the future with singing, or is that done?
No, I get embarrassed and shy with singing. No, I like it. It's fun, but no, my main focus is acting, really.
So in producing and having the production companies, the other one I believe is Primal Empire. Am I correct about that?
Yes.
Okay. Are we allowed to know what's next, or do we just have to wait for the Hollywood Reporter or one of those embargoes to lift to know what's next?
So I just shot 2 films back to back. One called Fight or Flight with Dolph Lundgren and Michael J. White, which is a full-on action movie, a Saban film as well. which I'm super, super excited about coming out next year. So it was great coming from, doing Duchess and then full-on action film with obviously 2 action legends. And then another horror film called The Possession of Gladstone Manor with Lynn Shay, Barbara Crampton, Jesse Metcalfe. So that's coming out next year as well. Also, after this movie, me and Neil shot another film called Compulsion that we shot in Malta, which is an erotic thriller. Very, very different to Duchess.
It sounds like you're getting other people to pay for your travel.
Oh yes. Well, so I'm living in the UK, in Europe now, and when I was living in America, all of my films were shot in Europe, and now I'm living in Europe, all my shots are in America. So it's great, free travel.
Yeah, collect those miles and then use them for your own vacations. But 2 quick questions, and then I'll let you go. The first one is, what's the main hobby or passion when you're not creating? Because as said a few times now, certain projects you're lead, certain ones producing, writing, etc. Can't imagine there's a lot of downtime. So I'd have to imagine your number one passion is the exact opposite of acting.
Animals. Like I just want to rescue every dog I see. I've got a dog, Molly, who she plays a cameo in Duchess, actually. She's a cute dog. Yeah, at the first film that me and Neil did, Molly Pryor was named after our dog. And special thanks to Molly at the end of the film. Yeah, I would love to be involved more and rescue all the dogs if I could. I want to be more involved in that, and that's kind of my passion and love, apart from filming and making movies, is animals and rescuing them. That would be, yeah. If I wasn't acting, I would definitely be doing that. If I wasn't an actress, I'd be working in a dog home center somewhere.
Well, there'll eventually be time for that. Eventually, you will be producing 8 films a year instead of acting in 8 films a year. You'll do that then. But the last question before I let you go, what's the last concert that you went to for fun?
Cigarettes After Sex.
Oh, wow. They just played Madison Square Garden. I didn't know how big that band was.
They're massive. Oh, their music's so amazing as well. Yeah, I saw them in London. They are just incredible. Incredible. I would love to get a soundtrack for one of their songs in one of my films.
Well, I know one of their handlers, so have your team contact my team, so maybe we'll make that happen on the next one. But in the meantime, Charlotte, thank you for your time. Congrats on this new film, and looking forward to what's to come from you and Neil.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you.
Paltrocast.